First, the Mayans used one of the world's first languages to communicate. It consisted of a written language through the use of about 800 glyphs or symbols. Each glyph or symbol represented a certain word or syllable that could be meshed together to create more unique words. The song we chose was Footprints by Sia. Thought you'd abandoned me, but you were carrying me to safety. It's a really sad song about blaming her lover for leaving until she noticed it was her the whole time. The uniqueness of the problem represents the Mayan alphabet. That people, words, fit together and create unique quintessential bonds that last, or they can be obscured by misuse or don't work out, mistranslations from the Spanish, and is blamed on them. This is one of their greatest achievements. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our weekly podcast, where on Fridays we put the music back in education. I'm the exquisite Kevin, and I'll be your host this morning. So riddle me this. What were the greatest achievements of the great Mayan Empire? Well, they revolutionized as a culture to progress as people, as a great city, and as followers of the cosmos. On this week's Education Nation playlist, I'll be explaining the whys and hows these top songs explain the greatest achievements of the Mayan Empire. 2. The Mayans' strong belief in the stars and cosmos consequently made them fanatics for astronomy. They developed two calendars, calendar round based on two overlapping annual cycles, and long count, another calendar for the relativity for past and future dates. The song we chose was Diamonds by Rihanna. It was actually written by Sia. You and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Well, the sense that she's referring to the physical stars, she refers to them as a pair. The two calendars that the Mayan dutifully created are something that lasted through ages and will never be forgotten, as aspects of our calendar were taken from theirs. They fueled research for astronomy and were a big part in understanding the sciences of early empires. 3. The Mayans used their amassed knowledge of the stars and sun into their religious beliefs. The Great Pyramid of Chichen Itza in present-day Mexico was built directly where the sun sets on two specific days, the spring and fall equinoxes. Once the sun does set, the pyramid casts a shadow on itself that depicts a body on a carving of the Mayan serpent god Kukulkan. Once the sun fully sets, the serpent looks as if it's slithering down back into the earth. The song we chose was Reaper by Sia. So close I was to heaven's gates, but no baby, not today. She talks about almost reaching her death and ascending to heaven. Kukulkan served as the messenger to the people and the gods, so he was held as the god who held the divinity of the state and of the people. You could say that Kukulkan was a reaper, as he told the king and its people if trouble was coming or punishment from the gods was inevitable. 5. Mayan thinkers came across rubber accidentally from a religious ritual from combining the rubber tree and the morning glory plant. Once mashed together, they realized the strength of this new substance and the complexities it had, so the Maya began using it. Waterproof cloth, adhesives, sturdy backs for books, and big rubber balls used in the religious game known as Pocatawk. The song we chose was Cheap Thrills by Sia. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. The Mayan used what they had and what was available and surprisingly created a very cheap source of easy-strength putty. This goes to show that resources should not limit your creative prowess and that you should just need to experiment and learn to tinker, even if it was by accident. 4. Mayan architects achieved what we would call today impossible without the right tool. Elaborate cities, temples, and palaces littered their culture with little essential tools what we would call the wheel and metal. There were no working animals to pull carts and such as well. They innovated new ways to build and to craft, for example, making use of rubber and minerals to make harder, more durable building blocks, as well as mica, a mineral they used to make vibrant paints which are still used today. The song we chose was Unstoppable by Sia. I'm unstoppable, I win every single game. The Mayans never let up on how they continued to advance their civilization. The Mayan civilization advanced very fast in all aspects and what we would associate with a society, building elaborate structures with little to no help of animals and modern techniques. They adapted to their own building style, which allowed them to be remembered to this day. 6. The Mayans as a society had a very advanced social and political structure for the time. There was much interaction between cities, intermarriage among elite families, as well as alliances for military purposes. Many cities also served as a religious capital and exerted tributary power over neighboring villages. The Mayan society was split up between the nobility, middle class, and peasants or prisoners of war. Their middle class was arguably very large, most of them working for the nobility, warriors or merchants, and artisans. Like most great civilizations, peasants and slaves were at the bottom, poor workers who could barely support themselves and their families. The song we chose was House on Fire by Sia. I want to keep burning, I want to keep burning. And that's what the Mayans did. As a society, their lower class was considerably small compared to the rest of its people. Mayans achieved greatness not by expanding, but by aligning themselves with each other. Alliances of kingdoms and higher powers allowed them to prosper, and they kept burning on. They took use of their large middle class to tax them to support the kingdom, and this went successfully untouched for generations. 8. Shak, the god of rain, thunder, and fertility. In some stories, Shak is a part of the myth of the sun and moon. Shak and the cloud, the brother of the sun, defeated their own mother and her lover. However, Shak commits adultery with his brother's wife and is severely punished. When he is punished, his tears fell to the earth, causing somber rains that give origin to the phenomenon of rain. The song we chose was Summer Rain by Sia. What a coinky-dink. I prepare for the worst in the storm, my summer rain. The story of Shak is about the origin of rain and why the storms are always sad. With a literal connection to rain, the song is about the internal struggle to keep with someone. Shak also had this problem, well, because, he committed adultery. He is remembered as the storms of spring and fall. 7. Kukulkan, the winged serpent god, messenger for man and God. Stories of a modernized Kukulkan are still being told. In one story, Kukulkan is born as a snake with a boy spirit. As he grew older day by day, it became eminent once his plume of feathers erupted from his skin that he was a god. His sister cared for him in a cave as much as she could before he became too big, so he flew out of the cave. He dived into the sea and caused an earthquake. Every year, he causes earth tremors every July to let his sister know that he is alive and well. The song we chose was Alive by Sia. I had a one-way ticket, which all the demons go, I'm alive. The story of Kukulkan is still being told, or a variant it seems. His importance to the city of Chichen Itza is unparalleled as he held the divinity of their state and was the patron god of that region. The story of Kukulkan is literally saying that he's alive and well, which is what the quote explains above. He is remembered every July, that he makes the earth tremor below him every July. 9. Ixchel, the goddess of the moon, earth, and fertility. In the early 16,000s, Mayan women who wanted a successful marriage with many kids would pilgrimage to the sanctuary of Ixchel on the island of Cozumel off the coast of Chichen Itza. To the north was a small island named the Island of the Woman, due to the feminine figurines and idols found there along with the traditional breast covering that were associated with the Maya. The song that we chose was Fire Meet Gasoline by Sia. When you're here loving me, I can barely breathe. The whole point of the song is that she wished for a relationship that kept them from hurting each other. Mayan women seeked the sanctuary of Ixchel for this whole purpose, for a marriage of love and acceptance that would bear many kids, and love would kindle their fires. She is remembered for the fertility of women. And to round out this podcast, we're gonna do it with a couple facts about Sia. Yeah. Oh, to Sia, some quick fun facts to know. Sia was born and raised in Adelaide, Australia, on December 18, 1975. She has released 7 independent albums since her career as a solo artist. Those albums, in order from new to old, are This Is Acting, 1000 Forms of Fear, Some People Have Real Problems, We Are Born, Color the Small One, Healing is Difficult, and Only See. She started off in an acid jazz band named Crisp in Adelaide. She eventually became a lead singer in a band called 07. She made music to cope with her drug and alcohol addictions when she was a teenager. So that's our Friday podcast. See you guys next Friday on your Education Nation playlist. Yeah!